He's there with me. Got it. Hi, everyone. Happy new month. Happy new week. Okay, so I'm here live once again after a long while. And my name is Sister Ella, aka Jesus Baby. So I want to thank all my viewers, all my subscriber. I am hitting 195 subscriber. I want to say thank you to all of you. Jesus Baby loves you. Okay, so here I'm being live again after a long while, and this live video have come to stay. And the most description of this talk is going to be all I need to know. My health is my wealth. Okay, if you are in good health, you are definitely the richest person on earth. So don't ever neglect your health, whether you have the money, you don't have the money. Always spend time taking care of yourself, taking care of your environment, taking care of your health, most especially. All right, so today is good. I'm going to touch all areas. If you have been following me on my Facebook handle, Nuella Obi Ikata, Nuellua Obi Oby Ikata, Ikeata, you will see my two previous live video where I talked on mostly health. In fact, I went deeper than I actually expected. So don't ever play with any of my videos, any of my health talk. Definitely out of 100, you must learn one thing which may change your life forever. All right. So today I'm going to give a little health talk on menses. They call it short form menses, but the full form is menstruation. Now, what is it? Menstruation is a woman's monthly bleeding, often called as period, which is normal. Now, there are misconceptions that if you are menstruating, it means you are not a woman, you're a witch or whatever. See, God created this. It's a normal phenomenon. It's a natural thing that happens every month. Now, if you're within the childbearing age and you don't see your menses for a month and you're sexually active, of course, now, castle don't burst. That is a 9 months thing. But if you have started seeing your menses and along the line you've not seen your menses, maybe you are married, of course you know that this one is a good wahala. It is a thing of the joy. But if you are actually menstruating and you are not sexually active, or you've not been seeing your menses for some months, actually you need to visit your healthcare provider who is a gynae. Always use a specialist when it comes to woman and a man thing. Okay, and the first menses you see as a young girl is called menarche, and the last menses you see as a woman is called menopause, and it lasts for 21 to 35 days. That's the duration. Okay, and it can be regular and irregular. When I mean is regular is when you're seeing a particular cycle in your menses. It will be 28 days, every 26 days, every 25 days of your cycle. And when I mean is irregular is when it doesn't come when it's supposed to come. Maybe it may come 24th day this month, next month it may come 27, the other month it may come 32, the upper month it may come 22, just like that. That means irregular. So you need to actually plan yourself, monitor yourself, and know when you are supposed to expect it, so that you don't be taken unawares. Okay, now, another thing I stressed on one of my last live videos on Facebook, was that most of us, we don't keep a record of our menses. Please, always keep record of your menses. If you're going to visit a physician, the first thing you ask you is, "Madam, when did you see your menses last?" You not be thinking, I saw it sometime, sometime. Doctors are not magicians to know when you saw your menses, when you're supposed to ovulate, when you're supposed to see your next menses. Please don't always have this at the back of your mind. The doctor will know. It is what the information you give your healthcare provider that will make him to figure out what is really going on with you. Okay, always keep a track of this, because it helps you get prepared. It helps you plan your ovulation. It helps you to avoid, if you are married and you don't want to visit your husband during your fertility period, maybe you are doing child spacing and you want to follow the natural way. By keeping track of your menses, it will help you to avoid when to take in during your ovulation. Okay, especially if you have a spouse that don't want to use condom. keeping track of this will help you to know when to meet with your husband on your safe period. Of course, it has a fertile period, the most dangerous period, and the safe period, which is time you can make love without having fear of getting pregnant. But that does not mean that divinity cannot take over. If you may think you are free, but on that day you will take in. Okay. If people take in during the time of menses that is supposed to be, safe, and people still take in, so don't always bank on it. Everything we say is just a 50-50 thing. Okay. So I want to also hint on pads. Okay. The kind of pad we use as a lady is something to really stress on. I said that extensively on my live video on Facebook. If you're using a pad, be it tampon, be it normal flat pad, be it cloth pad, the one they call rewashable, reusable on, the hallmark of these things is personal hygiene. The hallmark of all the pads, whether you're using cloth or washable, you're using tampon, the one that looks like Ebola size, you're using normal flat one that makes you, the hallmark of this whole thing is that you must maintain a personal hygiene. If you are very careless and you lack personal hygiene and you're using pad as a woman, any form of pad, you will always come down with an infection. Okay. And how would you know you're infected? Of course, when you begin to have, itching, menses that doesn't smell normal. Of course, the odor is characteristics in nature, but if the odor is outside the normal odor you usually have, that means there's an issue. And you also have to maintain a particular product of the menses you're using, a particular product of your pad, in the sense that if you're using a pad and you begin to react with it, of course you have to change to another product. For example, how would you know that you're reacting to a particular pad? Of course, you'll be having rashes, redness, itching, gauze, pimples, of course, it's reddish. And when you begin to itch it, of course, it becomes small, so it can even lead to pain. So always study yourself and know when you are reacting to a particular product, especially when using a pad. Now, for those of us that are using reusable pads, you should know that you should buy that pad as many as possible. Of course, even if you're using the disposable pad, you should get, of course, a packet or even 2 packets. You're expected to change 3 or 4 times or even more in a day. Okay. And if you're not using that of the reusable on the core cloth made by cloth or whatever, you should be able to also change those number of times that disposable pad is also being used. Okay. It's me you're having a heavy menses, which is what we call menorrhagia, you should be able to change your pad even more than that. So even if you're using the reusable type we wash and use, you should be able to be changing more often. So you don't just buy 6 reusable pads, and you say, okay, no, I'm going to use this just once, 2 times in a day. The one I use in the morning, the one you are going to use in the night. For the number of days you see as going to see menses men, you're not helping that area. You're just calling forth infection to come and visit you. It's not good that as a woman you're standing, you're just with somebody and some odor is, some aroma is oozing away from there. It doesn't tell well of you as a young lady. Okay. And if you're using a reusable one, I extensively said it, that they are going to have problem when it comes to raining season, because you need a high level of sun to dry it. You have to iron it, you have to seal it up in a clean poly bag, seal it, keep it. You have to be clean, it has to be dry, it has to be free from wetness at all times. But if the disadvantage of anything that has an advantage has a disadvantage, because this reusable pad, because of its high maintenance procedure, you have to also look for a way and get it well maintained during rainy season. That's why you have to get as many as possible, so that anytime these ones are not well dried because of rainy season and there's not enough sun to dry it, you will still have more to use. So don't say, okay, because it's reusable, it's more economical. Nothing is economical. Nothing is economical. When it comes to menses, pad, personal hygiene, it's not something you economize. All right. So now if you're using, now there are different type of flow. You have heavy flow menorrhagia, and you have a few flow which is called scanty flow. And you say, okay, because it is scanty flow, it's just a one dot, then you now use the pad the whole day. No, you're not maintaining the principles guiding personal hygiene. Okay. And because, okay, you feel it's a scanty menses, then you can now use a reusable pad, maybe use the whole day, or maybe you turn the other side of it and use it in the night. Please, the hallmark of what we are using requires you to maintain a high personal hygiene, okay? Then lastly, I want to make you understand that pads can be used in different forms. It can be used as an adult, we call it adult pampers. Those for elderly that have urinary incontinence, poo, fecal incontinence, we call it poo incontinence. This pad can also be used for delivery. Those that have delivery mat, you know what it is. When you deliver, those are the mat they use just to maintain cleanliness around the area of the mother, the baby, and the healthcare provider. Then this part can also be used when a woman is pregnant, she's in labor. We use it to monitor a lot of things, bleeding, liquor, the consistency, the color, and everything. And when a woman is having miscarriage or whatever. So pads are used in so many ways. And you should know that as a woman, you should be able to maintain self-esteem by monitoring yourself, keeping up to yourself, and maintaining that dignity as a woman during menses. Menses is not a curse. You don't need to be a witch for you to see menses. All those misconceptions are not right. Menses is a blessing to a woman. It's a blessing. And because of the presence of menses in a woman's life, it makes you to, in the absence of menses, when you are supposed to see it, it's a dictation that there is something going on. It's either a baby is going on in your uterus, or you have an issue somewhere. So always count yourself lucky if you're a woman and you're menstruating and you're seeing when you're supposed to see it. And as a woman, you enter menopause successfully, count yourself lucky. And for those of us that like to visit healthcare providers that are not certified, you need to be extremely careful. Maybe in my next video we'll talk about abortion. You see, young girls should be careful whom you meet that gives you prescription when it comes to any problem you have that has to do with your womb. You need to be extremely careful, because the walls of the uterus is filled with blood vessels that any slightest touch, it can pump all the blood, all the liters in your system. If you see blood in action when it comes to a woman's womb and their private part, you will know that God is faithful. God is wonderful in his creation. So if you're a young lady and you have issues with your womb, please go and meet your healthcare provider. We call them gynecologists. They are the ones in charge of women and male reproductive system, and they can give you the best advice and the best treatment as you desire. So let's wrap up our teachings today. If you're a woman, you're a man, and you have issues with your reproductive organ, please meet a good gynae. Don't be using herbs. I'm not saying herbs are bad, but anyone that are herbs dealer, some of these things don't have measurement. The drugs you are taking, for example, paracetamol, they'll take 2 in the morning, take 2 in the afternoon, take 2 in the night for a number of days. Is measured. Okay? There's a measurement to what you are taking and the number of days. But herbs have that. We don't know the constitution of that herbs. The milligram, they measure the quantity, the quality. So taking that without a prescription of your healthcare provider, you are actually at risk of toxicity. You are actually at risk of overdose. So be very careful what you take, especially when you are having issues in that area. God bless you. See you in some other of my video, and if you have any question, please don't forget to send us your question in our email or in our inbox. Okay, God bless you and blessed. Yeah.